Life can be really tough when you're walking all alone. There's two very important things that we all need in life. Firstly, we need to receive input from other people. And secondly, we need an opportunity to give out to others. And without this two-way communication, there really cannot be any kind of relationship. Now, in order to develop a relationship with other people, the most important thing that you need to learn to do is to sell yourself. You should consider yourself a product that is being offered to other people in the same way that you would offer a product to prospects and hoping that they will buy it. Now, I learned a long time ago in sales that there's a right approach and there is a wrong approach to selling. One of the worst possible approaches you can make when you're selling a product is to present the idea to the people that I have a problem and you are the solution to my problem. You see, if you come across with the idea, I'm poor, I really need this sale desperately, and therefore you are going to be the solver of my problem. Please, if you buy this product, then you will meet my need. Unfortunately, nobody out there is interested in meeting your need. Okay? The right approach is you have a problem and I have the solution. Now, I learned a long time ago that when I meet people, I should stop being concerned about what they think about me. An insecure person, when they meet somebody else, has in their heart, I wonder what they think about me. Do I look presentable? Will they accept me? Will they like me? And in the end, we're coming with this whole approach. I have a need, and you are the solution to my need. So I learned a long time ago to take a very different approach. Because you see, particularly with all that the Lord has given me, I have something that probably most other people need. And so when I meet somebody, in my heart, I'm thinking, and I'm not saying this in a prideful way, I'm thinking, you are so blessed to have met me today because I have something valuable that I can give you. Now, before people are even going to be prepared to listen to you, they're going to have to see in you a confidence that you firstly know who you are. A lot of people still don't know who they are. They're still trying to find themselves. And probably the main reason for this is that they were not brought up correctly and modeled correctly by their mother. Because you see, it's the mother's role to help the child to know who they are. And so if your mother did a great job, you should now be at the place where I know who I am. I don't have to try and be what I am not. Okay? And then secondly, you need to know where you are headed. You need to have a clear vision of where you are going in life and what your goals are and how you plan to get there. And actually, that's the main role of a father in our lives, is to focus us forward and to give us that direction. If you did not have a father or had a bad relationship with your father, the chances are you missed this valuable opportunity. And you may even still now not be sure exactly where you should be headed and what your purpose is in life. But you see, when you have these two important elements of knowing who you are and knowing where you're going, it produces confidence and respect from people. Now, usually we display this in ways that we didn't plan to. We might feel like we're saying all the right things, but your body, unfortunately, gives away things that you weren't wanting anybody to see. When a thought passes through your mind, your body responds automatically. If you have joy or happiness, you break out into a smile, or you show something on your face that indicates the emotion that's within. If you're feeling stressed, it shows. Your whole mannerism, your body action, your posture, all of these things actually communicate to a person before you even open your mouth. One of the most obvious things is when you cannot sit still and you are moving your body all the time and doing things like this. It's one of the first signs that this person is not confident in who they are. They're not comfortable. They don't have it together. And so you could actually put a person off even before you try to build a relationship with them, simply by the way you're behaving. You see, all of these things show insecurity and lack of confidence. Now, that can be shown in the way you walk. You know, your very walk and the way you hold your body and your posture are already a sign to people that you are either confident in yourself and have it together and know where you're going, or you're looking for somebody to help you. When I was much younger and very insecure, I remember being at school and walking from one class to another, and all too often there'd be this whole row of young girls in one of the other classes waiting to go into their class, and I would have to walk past them. Now you're a young teenager, you're wanting to impress the ladies and get their attention, but in my insecurity, it would change the way I walked. I would walk insecurely. And one of these young girls at one stage kind of picked up on it and noticed, and she started chanting, twinkle toes, and then all the girls joined in and they'd say, hey, there goes twinkle toes. Well, that didn't do much to inspire my confidence, and I felt even more insecure that I was being mocked by the girls that I wanted to notice me. But you see, my walk was even changed because of the way I viewed myself and my insecurity. Instead of standing tall, walking boldly, instead I was like trying to do it right, trying to walk the right way. And the more I tried to improve it, the worse it got. So what kind of presence do you carry? When people meet you, what do they see? Do they see a person who's kind of trying to get attention and not sure? Or do they have somebody who's calm, confident, and bold? Somebody they can immediately respect and look up to, and they can see, now that's a person who seems to have their life together. Perhaps they have a model that I can follow. You see, the biggest mistakes that we make, and they go in two directions when we come to try and develop relationships, is firstly, we show that we have a need. And the way we do this is we demonstrate that we want them to accept us. Now, there's a thing that we call performance orientation, which means that we tend to perform, change our behavior, and act in ways that we hope will get people to accept us. And so, depending on who you are with, you will try to assess what that person requires from you before they will accept you, and you change your behavior and you try and do something that will make them accept you. You want to give them what they want. Now, you may appear very generous and very considerate of other people, but in the end, actually, you're thinking about yourself. You're thinking, what do they think of me? Will they accept me? So I will pay the price, whatever it costs me, to get them to accept me. It's one of the first signs of insecurity, and it shows neediness. And nobody wants to meet your need. And you can't understand why you can't develop relationships, and people start to avoid you. Then there are those who swing to the opposite extreme, and they have too much control. These are people who are not looking for acceptance, they're looking for recognition. And so they tend to perform in a different way. They try to become more superior, like an adult or like a parent over the children, so that when people look at you, they look up to you and they think you're the greatest. So you put on this big show, this big front, this big mask, and as long as you remain in control, you're happy. But if the control goes to them, you have a problem. See, now, it's very difficult to show true humility when you're insecure. And it's difficult to show true love when you are wanting everybody to look up to you. Because all of these have a selfish orientation. And until you develop an other orientation, where you are concerned about other people, where you want to talk about them instead of talk about yourself, where you want to do what they want instead of what you want, relationships are not going to develop. People will avoid you. Now, if you are selling yourself, here's the mistake that we make in sales. We give out too freely to get the sales. And very often with people, we give out too freely to win people over. We want to perform to get their acceptance. We want to perform to get their recognition. And you know, if you are trying to sell your product by dropping the price all the time, you'll pretty soon be out of business. No, you must present something valuable. When you meet the person, you say, "You are so blessed that you met me today. And I'm here to bless you with everything that the Lord has given me. You see, I've taken my eyes off myself. I don't care what they think about me. I don't have to talk about myself. I don't have to do anything, actually, except be available and find out what that person wants." Now, how well are you doing at this? Perhaps you've been trying different things, and perhaps you may even think you've been quite successful. But here's the acid test. Do people want to hang out with you? Or are they heading for the door? Be honest. Sometimes people, they keep talking so that they can hold the conversation. They can't stop long enough to actually listen to the other person and let the other person assess them or make a choice. Well, you know, it's really getting late. I really need to leave. If people start telling you that, it's a sign they're actually not feeling very comfortable with you. And so if we just look at the whole concept of selling again, let me end with this question. If you were to meet you, would you be interested in buying the product? Or would you say, "I really don't need that. I've got enough already, thank you. No, that's going to cost me too much. I'm not prepared to pay that price to try and meet this person's need all the time and listen to them talk all the time and try and help them all the time." There's nothing wrong with helping people. In fact, it's good for you to be humble enough to say, "Hey, please teach me something. Share with me your knowledge." Ask the person questions about themselves. Or you continually talking about yourself. Think about it. Would you buy you if you were to meet you? Be honest with yourself. And if the answer is no, then what can you do to make this product valuable enough that people will not only buy it, but pay a very high price for it because it's worth having? Who is prepared to spend time with you? And you know, in the ultimate, who would spend the rest of their life with you if you are single and looking for a partner? Perhaps you may have to change some of your behavior. And if you lack in some of the areas of acceptance and recognition, we have one who has made us accepted in the beloved, and his name is Jesus. We have one who recognizes us because he sees himself in us. And even if your mother or your father failed to build these things into you, you have one who will do it all for you. May the Lord bless you.